Or you can just go Alt plus R, and that records as well.
Okay, you should see HRC.
Yep.
Yep, we're all good.
All right.
Excellent.
Okay, welcome. This is the November 2023 version of Monkey's Off-Table Tools. And this month we're going to study near the bubble and after the bubble situations, which is the theme of the month in rec poker. So what I've started with here is I've got an example of Hold'em resource calculator here, and I've got a situation here where we're under the gun and we've got 25 big blinds and we have already broken through the bubble. So here is our range. I've got ranges selected. If I select the first button, you can just see the EVs everywhere, but with this is the recommended actual opening range for under the gun. So it's about 15.4%, all the suited aces, pairs down to about sevens, offsuit aces down to tens, and some Broadway hands.
So the percentages showing is the percentage of the time you raise that hand?
Yes.
Okay. So like king eight suited is you would raise it 44% of the time. So these two, king eight and king seven, you might raise almost 50% of the time.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm
Sounds
sorry,
right.
how deep are we? Sorry, I didn't
We
catch how
are
deep we are.
okay. Look at the structure down here.
25.
Okay,
We're at 25s, and here's the other stack sizes, and we just broke through the bubble.
okay, perfect. Great.
Yep.
Thanks.
So now let's compare this 15.4%. I've got some other ranges here. Let's say we're 5 from the bubble, and this is a slightly different situation, but it's not that different. It's from a tournament that I actually played in earlier this year. So let's look at with normal ranges 5 from the bubble. You see how that contracted down to about 11%?
Mm-hmm. And I see the opening size changed too to 2.1.
Yep. Well, it doesn't tell you open. I program the opening sizes in there.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
even if we have a smaller opening size, it's still having us open less.
Yeah. And you don't have any shove ranges, is that right?
Yeah, there's a shove range here of 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're too early, and you got stacks covering you after you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, if we go to, let's say the button, we don't shove 36, but we open a wide range of like 46%. The button has 36%, and the other two stacks have the same. So you can tell that I used estimates from that tournament this spring. All right, now if we compare this to what my situation actually was, remember this 10.9% under the gun range, right? Let's say he does that. Okay, and then here's our calling range is nothing. We have a shoving range of only 5%. I was the one that was early position. So our shoving range is only 5%. Whereas with this just past the bubble, under the gun, open, early position shoving range goes up to 8%. So you're shoving more.
Right after the bubble.
Yep, right after the bubble.
Right. Especially as you were the absolute short stack at the table.
Yep. Yep. So let's look at one more.
How many other players were left in the entire tournament?
With this MSPT, I think 90 got paid,
Okay.
and there was about 95 of us left.
All right. So 10, 11 tables left.
Yep.
Okay.
So one more scenario here, which is what I really I had in real life. My under the gun player to my right was a loose player. He was very active. So I gave him this opening range under the gun, 16%.
So you can change the ranges. These aren't just programmed ranges. You actually put
Yeah.
them in yourself.
In HRC, you can node lock. You can see the padlock icon here.
Okay.
That's node locking. So he opened to 2.1, and now it's my turn. And what's my calling range? Nothing. What's my jamming range? Not a lot, 4%. You notice how
Now this is pre-bubble?
This is pre-bubble, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I'm only jamming ace queen off 23% of the time. I'm jamming tens 93% of the time, but the point here is that you got to have a
And he's
premium
opening
hand.
16%.
Yeah. And the reason why is because I also node locked him for his calling range, which is also excessive. I had him calling at 9%.
Well, Kim's
basically.
still moving.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I'm
he's
still
looks like-
I know, I do the same thing. I do the
Yeah.
same exact thing on the
Yeah.
bubble.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay, I had to flip my Ethernet back over to Alien, which is my nickname for my desktop computer. So
yeah, we
Okay.
noticed you froze there for a minute.
yeah, and I think that the Wi-Fi in my router is starting to fail. I've had that trouble when I'm working too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So well, anyway, so my calling under the gun calling range being at 9% here really froze me in early position from 3-betting. Like if for example, if I go on the non-loose, and under the gun opens, I can 3-bet 11%, right? Because under the
Well,
gun
your
is
three bets are all in too, right?
yeah. So
But like we were just talking, Keith, like, do we know, like, are there some real short stacks at the other tables? We're still 5 off the bubble, right?
yeah, with that many players in, we can assume there are some.
Right. So like, aren't you just folding everything? Except like
Almost.
aces and kings?
Yeah, and especially in early position, you
Yeah,
practically are, right? With the normal range here, which I think I'm on now. Yep. You're only jamming with that.
yeah, but you wouldn't though. I don't think you would.
Well, you don't want to call hardly anything. You don't want to call for your tournament life in a bubble
Right.
situation, but you can jam. A jamming mistake is
Right,
nowhere near as bad as a calling mistake.
right, right.
So that's why I can 3-bet more here than when I know that the guy who already opened is a loosey goosey.
Yeah, I 3-bet jammed queens and they folded on the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, jamming is way better. And you can really see that. Let's go back to the regular one, not the loosey goosey one. And let's go to a different player here. Now, loosey goosey's out of the hand already. Let me just fold this back in here. So small blind. Well, those are at 36%. So I don't have, this isn't a good example because they're at 36%, but the small blind is going to be,
I mean, 36 big blinds.
yeah, 36 big blinds. So
Holy moly.
yeah, this is the small blinds limping range, open limping range. His jamming range is nothing because he could take himself out of the tournament, and he's got a big
Right.
stack, right? His raising range to 3 big blinds is this.
That's if it's folded to him.
Yes. So in ICM situations, the open raiser is can raise more, and callers can call less.
Right.
So, and I did an experiment. I don't have it here. I wish I did now, but in the small blind, and let's say you're at 15 bigs, and it folded around to you, you can jam with almost anything if the big blind is calling at the proper frequency. And if the big blind is calling 2% less often, just 2% less often than he should, you can jam 3-2 off. You can jam anything. Your jamming range. Because
does it have any bearing on the size of the big blind stack? So in other words,
yeah,
if you're sitting there at 10 big blinds and the big blind has 100 big blinds,
yeah, then you got to throttle it way back because you're
because you're not going to get as much folds.
no, you don't have the fold equity.
Right.
But say you're at 10 big blinds and he's at 15, you got a lot of fold equity.
Definitely.
And if he's supposed to, if by the percentages if his optimal calling range is at, let's say, 20%, and he's only doing it like 18%, you're jamming any two. I mean, the differences that are that small matter a lot. For the calling ranges, if you're calling too tight, you're just the guy, if he knows what he's doing, can run over you. And you don't have to call too tight by much. But how do you know exactly where that line is? How does a human being know?
Yeah.
In a tournament with money on the line, most people, I think, are going to call probably a little too tight, but not everybody. Not everybody.
Having just gone through the bubble yesterday,
Yeah,
people play pretty passive.
yeah,
If you're the small blind, like and it folds you in the small blind, they play pretty passive. So you can almost limp everything. And then you've got your limp jam range, and then you've got your limp call range, and you got your limp fold
yep,
range.
yep. Yeah, but the best moves in the small blind or even in the button is just to jam wide, especially in the small blind. And I started doing that after I read that. I've been in a few bubble situations in those MSPT tournaments, and I've had it folded to me in a small blind, and I jam, and they just get disgusted and fold, and something that they act like they wish they could call.
Right.
Or they act like they wish they could have saw the flop.
Yeah.
Do you have them covered in that scenario, or do you not have them covered?
Not every time, no.
Yeah.
But if they have me covered by 5 or less big blinds, might as well have them covered, because they're going to probably go out of the tournament after this hand. You're going to walk away, and then he's going to walk away 10 minutes later.
When you've been playing these MSPTs, do you start them on time?
I do.
The main events?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because there's so much limping in players like that I've almost without exception increased my stack without a rebuy. In fact, in those $1,100 main events, I've rebought once out of, I don't know, 10. And I haven't made the money every time, but the way people play, I mean, I've increased my stack from starting stack almost every time.
Right.
There's a ton of satellite qualifiers in those tournaments.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that are playing way over the level that they normally play.
Yep, that's
And so
part of it.
you're gonna see even at that buy-in level, you're gonna see a lot of limping, and you're
Yeah,
gonna see a lot of people just wanting to see flops when they got a lot of chips.
yep,
And so you play tight and you can just pick up all those free chips.
yeah,
Invariably, you have someone on the table though that's raising, and they're raising 5 times or 6 times. They're
yeah.
making ridiculous. They're making big raises early on, so it's a significant raise, right?
Hmm.
So it's interesting
Yeah,
whether to
Hey,
waste on time.
I had one in Michigan last year that there was on day one, there was a guy, um, two to my right, who after a while, he and I both noticed that there wasn't nearly enough three betting going on. And he started, I swear his RFI was over 40. And I was planning to three bet him, but I just couldn't find a spot there, maybe once, you know. But my plan on him was just to, whenever I had a wide, I mean, I was going to have a wide three bet range against him because I know he was opening a lot of garbage
Hmm.
because nobody was three betting him. People were
Right.
calling him, and he was out of position, but he knew how to play him post flop. And I decided, I hope I can catch some hands here and stop him before he builds up the big stack and really starts running this thing over.
Yeah.
But I never found that spot. So
and
that's the way it
that's
goes sometimes.
in those spots, you recognize those players and you stay away from them. You
Yeah,
don't make um you know, some people see another person at the table raising all the time or three betting all the time, and they get pissed and they
yeah,
want to get back at this guy. And so they make silly moves trying to
yeah,
target that person instead of just staying away from them and target the softer people.
yeah,
Why bother? Why risk your chips just because you don't like
yeah,
the way someone's playing? And you see that all the time.
yeah. I wasn't going to three bet with marginal stuff. I was going to three
Right.
bet. I was
Right.
going to go with a wider than normal three bet range, but not with anything trashy. I was going to play him in position and stuff like that if he wanted to call.
Yeah, like ace 10, ace jack,
Yeah, yeah,
ace 5, ace 4.
yeah. So anyway, we're getting off the topic here. Let's go back to ICM and bubble situations.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna play the main event tomorrow and try to decide
Oh,
whether
okay.
to
Well, if you want to
start on time.
change directions, feel free. Let's do it. Which main event are you in?
The main event at the Run Good Poker Series in Cleveland.
Okay, that'll
It's
probably
a $1,000 buy-in, so
it,
not quite 1,700.
yeah.
Yeah,
MSPTs are 1100.
or
Hmm.
1,100. Okay,
Yeah, so it'll probably
so
play very
similar.
similar.
It's
Yeah,
probably similar. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
there's a lot
So
of good players here, though. There's a lot of good players here.
just like in MSPT main events.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of good
So
players at MSPT. Now, do
yep.
they have have you seen a lot of satellites this week, Kim?
No, no, there's been one satellite, and then there's another satellite tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow is day
Okay.
1B. They had day 1A today, but I didn't play because I was in that other one. And then day 1B is tomorrow, and then they have a day 1C. So,
Yeah.
and then they have two big satellites, mega satellites, one tomorrow and one the next day.
If
So,
you
Okay.
can make a point of getting into those satellites, the satellite play in these Midwestern uh circuits
I
around that
mean, their
size is just
satellites are like
abominable.
$230,
Yeah,
so it's almost a quarter of the buy-in. I'd just rather just
yeah,
not waste my time and just go
yeah,
into the
Yeah.
if I bust on day 1B, then I may join the satellite for the next day's one. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I'll go
Yeah.
in, yeah. So I'll try and satellite for my second buy-in. But
Yeah.
yeah,
What usually happens in these types of things, the Jack's Cleveland probably had satellites before Run Good even got there. They probably
could have,
ran a whole
yeah,
bunch of satellites. So those people are already going to be playing. And
yeah,
these satellites are for the people who just came in for that series.
Yeah, Yeah.
I can tell you from experience that these live satellites for these kinds of events is some really low hanging fruit in poker.
right. I just really don't like satellites unless they're a milestone satellite. Like I just really despise playing them.
Oh, yeah, I play them because I since 2019 I've won double my share of them. So that's like increasing your ROI 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, get back on your topic. Sorry
All right,
to take you off.
all right,
Hopefully, I'll be on the bubble again for the main event. So I'll use
okay,
some of this stuff for that.
all right. I'm gonna switch gears here. I'm gonna unshare and then share a different screen. So I hope I don't foul everything up here. Okay, I guess I'm still recording. Share screen, and now we'll go with this one. So now we're on Range Trainer Pro 2.0. And I've got the setup screen here. And what I've done is Hero and our Range Trainer Pro are going to have any situation. We're going to go with stack size of 30 big blinds. We're going to pretend that the bubble broke because Range Trainer Pro doesn't simulate ICM situations. Right after a bubble break, there's not much ICM anymore. The ICM will slowly and very gradually ramp up and then suddenly start increasing abruptly when you get, I don't know, it depends on the tournament, but maybe down to 3 tables. You'll start seeing more ICM.
Yeah, it's usually, even when we talked about it with the Endgame Poker Strategy book, it usually ramps up real close to the final table.
Yep.
Because
And
that's when the pay jumps really happen.
when you're on the final table stone bubble, that could possibly have bigger bigger ICM implications even than the money bubble.
Right.
Because the amounts of money in play are big. It's
Correct.
most of the money in the
Yep.
tournament.
Yep.
So, but we just broke the bubble here, so we're gonna act like there's no ICM. It's a big tournament and there's no ICM. Average stack or our effective stack is going to be 30. So pre-flop action is any, which means it can be folded to us, or we could be looking at a raise in front of us. We might get 3-bet. I mean, who knows? And then I'm putting in an orbit mode, which is a new thing they've developed. And it's going to play like a real table plays, where the button's going to move a space to the left every hand. So I kind of like this mode here. So you hit randomize, but that randomize button only means we're going with a new situation every time. So we're on the button. Early position raised to 2.3 big blinds. We've got Jack 6 suited.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
And that was legendary, folks.
boy, we're good.
Yeah.
there's a thing that happens post bubble too, where like a whole bunch of short stacks are getting their money in, and you actually should tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, so it's post bubble time, and we just sort of tighten up a little bit there.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Chris the Fox Wallace calls that the mess. It lasts a little while and then the mess is over. The people that are going to bust out are in line waiting to get paid, and everybody else is still playing, and things have settled down into accumulation mode now. The difference between this accumulation phase and the one, say, in mid tournament before the bubble, but not without ICM, is that in this post bubble accumulation phase, you're going to have generally lower stacks, stack depths, short stack weapons are going to come into play more, and the quality of opponent is going to be better.
Right.
Those are the main differences.
So
Well, on
we're
this
gonna raise
hand,
the nines.
yeah, we're going to raise the nines. It folded to us in the cutoff, so that's a no-brainer. and we got flatted by the button. Now, when the cutoff gets flatted by the button, that's the most equal equity, really, that there's very or range advantage that the two have. So
It's very close. Equities run very close.
if you open cutoff and button calls and the blinds fold, I mean, it's not a bad policy just to check range.
Check range, yeah.
Irregardless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you flop the nut straight,
I agree with that.
so
Yeah.
we can check.
Yeah, I like out of position checking a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And the closer you are on the table to each other, the more you should check.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the later in position, like this situation here, cutoff versus button is even checking more than, say, early position against this guy,
Right.
but not much more. The least, I mean, there's still most of the time checking, but the least amount is the middle seats. The middle seats, you're checking, I don't know, 60%, something like that. So that's where those middle seats are where you might differentiate a little bit. But on this situation, we're gonna check range. And KL like that because it flashed green at us. And now a flush draw just got there. We're blocking it, although in these late positions with the wider ranges, flush blockers are not as important because there's so many flushes that they could have.
Well, how many flush draws are they checking back?
Yeah, they'd probably raise. That's another thing too. Because he checked back, that gives us some advantage here.
Yeah, I think I'd bet here.
Yeah.
Somewhere up to almost half pot.
Okay. Yeah, it's 7.1 big blinds is the pot. And we've got a choice between, we don't have like half pot here. We got 1.8, which is a quarter pot. And we got 4.8, which is 2/3
Yeah,
pot.
I don't like either of those sizings.
Yeah.
I'd like about a third pot bet.
Yep.
Like or a quarter, like you said, a quarter, Rob? Yeah.
I said a half.
Oh,
Yeah.
half. Yeah.
I know you don't like half pot bets, but
Hate half
They
pot
are-
There's
bets.
that fear and
they do
loathing
come into
factor,
play
right?
in GTO sometimes.
I actually like a check here or like a check call, yeah. Better. Stuart likes a check call too, just the inputs over in my left ear.
All right, let's go with that and see what KL says. You know, he liked it. And we're looking at a small bet. So we're going to call. And on the river comes a 10. We're blocking
Well,
tens.
the
Right.
way we played it, well, we're blocking 8-9,
Yeah.
which would be the straight.
It's bringing a check here.
Yeah.
Yeah, check call.
It's probably going check.
You think it's going check?
No. He jammed.
Easy fold.
Yeah, that's an easy fold.
Yeah. I
Didn't
hate
like
that.
that.
No, we underrepresented our hand tremendously.
Yeah.
And he had ace-9.
Did he have the ace of diamonds?
Yeah.
That's why he can do that. I
Yep.
think it's yeah, it's tough.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think it's a call though. When we have the 9 of diamonds, I think it's a call. But
That
Well-
KL says it's a call 100% of the time. And it's a
Yeah.
fish hook move. If we fold.
mhm.
well, it's just because
Like
of the way
what's
the
he
hand
jamming
played
there
out.
for value? What's he jamming for value there? Like really?
Right.
He bet tiny on the turn.
Yeah.
And then he's jamming on a 10, an offsuit 10 on the river. Like it doesn't makes no sense at all.
And especially
didn't-
because we're blocking 8-9, which is the only thing that we should be worried about.
Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't like what is he jamming there? Really? Like he's jamming the ace of diamonds and he's just using that.
Yep. He's
So
what he's doing is he's blocking his ace of diamonds blocks the nuts. So that's his
Yep.
bluff.
no, he's repping the nuts because he has the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, and
right?
Yeah, he's repping it and he blocks it. We can't have the nuts because he's got the ace of diamonds. So that's a bluff. But yeah, you're right. He's repping it,
Yeah.
but he's repping a suited ace.
But
of
he's also
diamonds.
would have, if he had 2 diamonds, he would have bet the flop, in
Yep.
my opinion.
Yep.
Yep.
And he would have
That's-
bet more on the turn.
Yep. So I think what he's doing is he's bluffing his blocker.
Mhm. I see that all the time in live poker too. I
Yep.
see it all the time.
They bluff they bluff
When
jam
they
their
have the
blocker.
ace of the suit, when
Yeah.
they have the ace, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're just bluffing because they know that their opponent can't have the nuts,
Right.
and
But
they can.
yeah.
And so it's because they have the ace. So
Yeah.
That's an important one here. And this is done by a solver. 2 supercomputers came up with this.
Yeah. Like when we have the diamond, when we have the 9 of diamonds, we block the nuts, right? We block the nuts, we block the straight, and we block the diamond nuts as well.
Yeah.
So
yes, we
it's
do.
like,
It's less likely that they have a flush because we have one of the flush cards.
mhm. Mhm.
And on the river, that's when blockers make a difference.
It's
They make a
probably
little
a,
bit of
yeah,
they make a little bit of difference on the turn, but really it's on the river where you really take into consideration what hands you're blocking when they make their move and what hands you're unblocking.
right.
So obviously you're unblocking the naked ace of diamonds and you're blocking 9-8, which are the
And I think probably if we don't have the 9 of diamonds, if we have the other nines, like a 9 of hearts, 9 of spades, then we probably fold.
Mm-hmm.
it could be, yeah.
It's like they just use blockers. They use blockers so much, these solvers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yep.
that's good. We failed. Next hand.
Okay. Yeah. I would do the deep dive, but we don't have time in these sessions, so let's go to the next hand. Oh, this is a snap fold, right, folks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pair of ones?
Yeah.
I think
I
they
like the
raised
raise.
Yeah.
6.9.
6.9.
Yep. Now what I do, my aces of the same color, I'll flat just to under rep it because flatting is part of the strategy with aces, not kings, just aces.
You really think so in middle position versus hijack?
Yeah. And
Mm.
not only that, but we're only at 30 big blind effective. So if the guy is gonna have something that he wants to get it in with, we can wait till a later street.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's a
Yeah.
race.
Well, this is a
I think
raise,
it's a
but once in a
100%
while,
raise.
100%
Yeah.
raise. Okay,
Probably not
the spot's
100%,
not
but it's
solved
probably
yet.
close to this, close to it.
Let's see what it says. We're raising
30.
70% and calling 30%.
Okay, so you should pick one suit, and if you have that one suit, then you call. Otherwise, you raise everything else.
Well, that would be calling half the
25%.
that would be calling half the time.
No, it would be calling
No,
25%.
if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
if you have a heart,
Yeah, you can have heart club, heart spade, heart diamond.
Yeah,
That's 3
that would
out
be
of the
too
6.
much.
Yep.
Too much,
oh
Rob.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So that's why I go with the colors.
Well, if you went with 2 red, that'd be 50%, and that's too much too.
Now 2 red is 1 combo. And then 2 black is makes 2 combos for 2 out of 6, 1/3, which is as close as you can get if you're going to use suits.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got this memorized because I've already
I
looked
just
at
never
this in
trap.
solvers.
I never trap with aces in that sort of scenario.
No, I don't either. Here's, yeah, and again, I say this all the time in the games we play, why would you even bother? Because
Yeah.
most of the people aren't looking at, well, he's not very balanced. He should have called there sometimes. They don't. Plus, you're never seeing them that often. You probably
Yeah.
never see the guy again.
Yep. Now, if you've got the guy, if you've read the guy as an aggressive player, you can underrep your hand. If he's
Well, I mean,
c
the
betting
only
too
time-
often in this situation, that's the best way to get more chips in against him.
It depends on with the players after you. Because if you've got a bunch of people calling, you just don't want all those players in the hand when you have aces,
Yeah.
right? So it depends
Yeah.
on the scenario. I
might
would
do it
rather
in-
just flat if you were late position, like, or just like there's not that many players to act after you.
Or you're in a big blind or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
anyway, this kind of a situation, they don't have it solved. It's they don't have a
Well, he folded, didn't he? It says next hand.
yeah.
Oh no, you
Yeah, if
didn't-
he would have
you
called,
didn't-
that would be a 3-bet pot. So yeah, he must have folded. All right, we don't like this one at all. This one's almost as bad as the pair of ones, right?
The dirty diaper.
Yeah.
I played with Rigby yesterday. His VPIP was probably 80%.
Yeah.
See, he came in second.
Yeah, he was like monster stacked. And then he blew his stack off,
Both lines
bought
tied
in
up.
again. I don't know how many buy-ins.
Five.
He's probably had 5 buy-ins to the tournament.
And the guy who won, it was his first live tournament ever. I saw that on Twitter today.
He was beside me. He was beside me at when I started today, the guy who won.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How big of a tournament was this, Kim?
Let's see, there's like I don't remember exactly how many people are in it. Do you remember? 200 and 300? 2 or 300.
What was the
somewhere.
buy-in?
It was 350.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the laws and rules and axioms of poker is that someone playing in their first tournament is going to win it. It works that
All
way in
right,
blackjack
fold.
tournaments
Let's
too.
fold this hand. We're not.
Okay, we made a
Nick Rigby.
legendary fold there. Yeah, we can drop
Queen
this one.
4. Is that diamonds? Are those?
No,
Or is that
offsuit.
clubs and
They're
diamonds?
offsuit. Yeah.
Okay, fold.
Fold.
Early position, queen 2,
Fold.
suited,
Fold.
fold. We took a walk. See, that's the thing at this Ray Trainer Pro 2.0. They actually assign a specific hand to Range Trainer Pro, your opponent. So we took a walk. 7-2 suited.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I have a
Um,
suspicion that we're going to be limping here.
Yeah, I would call.
Yep. This is so. Which bucket? Which call bucket is this?
Call fold, I think.
Okay.
Call. Yeah, call fold for sure.
Not solved.
What?
He had 6s.
Well, he didn't raise us then, did he?
It doesn't say. They don't have every situation solved.
Well,
They
it
don't-
said post flop wasn't solved, so
Yeah.
that means pre flop he just checked back.
If he checked back though, that would be a limp and a call, and then at 30 big blinds, I don't know if they have that solved or not. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, they're still solving different kinds of spots as they develop
This is
this
raise.
tool. Yeah, this is a raise.
You're on the button.
KL liked it. The big blind called and we flopped top
Oh
trips.
my.
Yep. And being in position against the big blind, regardless of what this flop actually is, it's a paired flop with the upper pair paired with the upper cards paired.
Mhm.
Mandatory bet 1.5, small bet, small C bet,
I would say so, yeah.
I
I'd
like
bet
that.
small.
Yeah,
regardless
that's
of what
small.
we actually flopped.
So if it was queen 6-6, we would bet big.
Good question. I think we'd still go
Okay.
small. All right, we must have folded him out of it.
Yeah, he folded 3 deuce.
Yep.
Suited.
Yeah, these low suited kings. I'm usually inclined to, unless I'm on the button, I'm usually inclined to drop these.
Go through.
Yeah, I am too, but I wonder what the solution is.
Yeah, are we gonna
Raise, raise.
you want to raise, Kim? Let's do it.
Yeah, suited king.
Yeah,
Suited
cut
king.
off in the button. You should raise
off.
down to
Yeah.
king, all
Yep.
the kings
They
suited.
liked it.
Oh, nice flop. Who we get
Did
called by
it
the
like
big
it?
blind? Oh man, love this spot.
Yeah. And
This
same
is kind
kind
of a big
thing.
blind board though, right? Sort of, it's kind of a big
Exactly.
blind board.
Yeah, but
Yep.
not great. It's not very connected. If it's more connected, then it's his board.
Yeah, if it was 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, or something like that. But they're all three apart. So it's kind of, I think we're,
So I would bet small.
yeah,
I think I'd bet my whole range small here, wouldn't I?
pretty
I mean,
much.
Really?
what are
Don't
you
you
gonna
just
check back?
don't you sometimes check back on this because it's a big
I-
blind board?
I would check back pocket eights maybe, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're betting small here too, just because of the only semi-connected nature of this board. And it was a legendary play. Let's see
Yeah,
what
I
the
think-
percentages were.
We folded them out, did we?
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
10-7 off.
Mm.
So we were betting
Yep,
small 2/3 of the time and betting 2/3 pot about 1/3 of the time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
bet small. We like it, right?
Yep.
We bet small.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
We liked it. KL liked it. It got the result we wanted.
Not exactly. I would have liked him to call
Yeah,
and then
with
have
that,
the
yeah,
ace of clubs hit the turn.
yeah. All right, this one's pretty easy.
That's a fold.
Now, if this were a cash game and we were waiting for straighters, would this be a straighter?
No,
No?
it's a straighter, but it's not one you'd play.
Yeah. All right. That was pretty easy. All right. Now, early position opened, middle position, we're in low jack with this.
Fold.
Yeah, it's
I fold.
never flatting with or never cold calling with this. I think if the
Only in
positions were
cash game.
later, yeah. I think if the positions were later, I might 3-bet, but then you got to remember we're only at 30 big blinds. You're risking a 30 or stack on basically a pre-flop bluff. So this looks like a fold. Yeah,
We got the
anything,
trophy.
yep, and anything but a fold was a fish hook.
Or not fish.
Yep. Okay, that's just a trivial
Let me
fold.
just say, I do know how to fold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I wish I were better at it.
I'm not as good at folding big hands. That's where I have a bit of a leak, is like
Yeah.
folding big hands when I'm facing pressure. I just don't believe people.
That's
This is a
the, what do
fold
they call it? What do they call that tilt?
entitlement tilt.
Entitlement tilt. Yeah, you're entitled to win. You got big cards.
It's hard
We've
to get
all,
big cards. When you get them,
I,
you
kn-
have to win.
I know. How many times have I done that myself? You can always give yourself a reason to call, can't you?
Yeah.
For my kings.
Yeah, I just
All
had
right,
that
I
happened
just
this
fold here.
weekend. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
fold.
but
I fold.
if it were going to be heads up, I'd consider playing it, especially against these late positions. But I don't want to go three-way with this out of position.
If it was
I
a
would call it
suited
was
straighter,
suited. If it was
yeah,
suited,
if
I
it
would
was
call.
Yeah.
if it was suited, I'd call, and if it was like 10-9 suited, I'd probably squeeze.
Yeah. I'm curious as there's yeah, anything but a fold is a fish hook. All right, we got pocket tens in the small blind and it folded to us. An argument can be made for the limp raise bucket or just raising.
Hmm. Yep. We could raise, we could limp raise.
Yep. Now, ever since we went through that Matt Matros book, when I found myself in these spots, I don't raise. I've got all limp raising buckets.
Well, I think again you have to look at who your opponent is. Is this a guy that's going to raise you because you limped?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to limp a lot.
Yeah.
But I think if you looked at a solver, it probably has you doing a little bit of both.
Probably about
Probably
half
a
and half.
frequency thing, half and half or so.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and raise. And the spot's not solved yet. And it gave us the trophy, a legend. Oh, it's having us raise 100%. There are some one-offs in the small blind strategy. Yeah, this might be one of those one-offs.
Well, I think probably what I'm getting confused with is cash game ranges
Yeah.
because we're at 30 big blinds in a tournament.
Yep.
That makes it 100% raise.
Yeah. In a cash game, it's 100% raise too. Because we don't want to pay a rake.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it must be stack size. I'm thinking maybe at a different stack size.
Yeah, I wonder if we were at 200 big blinds in the first level, what you'd do here. Almost play it like a set mine because hopefully to get a whole bucket load of chips in there.
Yeah, tell me
Yeah,
what to do at 100, 200 big blinds, because that's where I'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
at 100 big blinds in this spot, you call
Yeah.
almost 100% of the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, 70%, 70-30.
okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what in those first few levels, Kim, there's going to be so
You just
much
call with
limping
your
and
big hands. Just call with your big hands. You don't really re-raise them unless they're really, really big hands. Is that what
depends
I'm
on the
getting?
situation. If you got four limpers in front of you and pocket kings,
Well, that's a big hand.
yeah,
But if you have pocket tens with like a raise and three callers, you're just set mining, right?
pretty much, yeah. You're going to have a lot of limpers. You're gonna be looking at a lot of isolation raises opportunities.
Well, I played cash today deep so that I could practice deep stack and like
Yeah.
got up to like 250 up and then cashed out $15 up.
Uh,
Like I went way down,
yeah.
went back
it's
up, like ended up played the
Session
whole day
session
then
per
cashed out
session. Yeah.
$15 up.
Session per session. It's all about the coolers. Do you come out on top of the coolers or the bottom? But over the long haul, it's what happens in between the coolers.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We're looking at
It's a fold
we're looking at
for
a
me.
middle position open. We're on the
Fold
button.
for me. It's a fold for me, especially ICM wise.
No, we're past the bubble.
Yeah, still got some ICM, but I mean, do you call ace nine offsuit
No,
here?
you never call.
I
No.
never call.
You never call that hand. You can raise it sometimes depending on your opponents. You might have some bit of a three bet range, but
That in this case, it was the folding got the trophy.
Fold.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd fold.
It's an easy
Fold.
one.
Fold.
See, folding's easy.
This is one of those squishy ones. We're in
You
low
get so much
jack, queen
practice at
10.
it.
I'm thinking at this stack depth, broadways are pick up a little more value.
Yeah, you probably raise. It's probably
Yeah.
raise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if it was suited, I'd raise, but I think I might just fold this.
I like a raise.
But I'm a
But
nit. We know that.
we know that.
It
Yeah.
liked raising, but okay, we got 3-bet. That's the risk that we took.
So we now can fold.
Yeah. Okay, the Rays got the trophy 100% of the time. Probably part of that was the stack depth.
Mm.
Well, the Rays, okay, no, I'm sorry. The Rays was 80% and 20% fold. And then after we raised, we got 3-bet. Now we're folding all the time. Yeah, this one's pretty easy. I think we're all agreed that this is
Oh yeah, it's a fold.
a fold.
It's when I raise with that because I know I'm supposed to, and then I get 3-bet and then I have to fold. I go, God, I wish I was Rob.
Yeah,
Wait for a better
8-handed.
spot.
Yeah, 8-handed. I don't like this hand in early position.
No, I fold
No.
this.
Yeah.
What is the threshold? Is it ace 10? Ace jack? Under the gun?
I think with 30 bigs, probably ace 10.
Yeah,
Probably.
it looks like it's ace 10. Ace 10 off.
Yep.
But yeah, at a really active table, I'll often fold that under the gun too. Like at a table that's,
Oh, with a lot of
people are
three
running.
bets. Yeah.
Or even a lot of calls. Like if they're just all calling you, like you're gonna have the whole table calling you, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
fold it.
Yeah.
I didn't cash tonight when I was telling the go.
What was that?
I don't know, something about his cash game tonight.
Oh, I thought it was telling the gun.
Folded
Because
it
of the
under the
table.
gun.
Yeah.
This would be a raise for me with a small blind limp.
Oh yeah.
I agree. And we're not going to see a flop here.
We'll just
Because
pretend he folded.
I'm sure he did actually, because he had king 3 off suit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like a call.
Yeah. I like
I
the
like a
call
limp
too.
call.
Limp call. We're not ever going to know
Yeah.
because they don't have that solved. With this hand, he probably raised on us and then it had us fold. Well, if it was going to have us fold, we would have been asked if we want to. So they just don't have a post flop scenario for it.
So he just called.
Yeah.
We're assuming he didn't raise, right? He just called.
Yeah, but
That
they
would have
don't
been a
have.
fun one to play.
Yeah, they don't have a limp pot. So anything, no limp pot solved.
So if it was on GTO Wizard, it's the call. It's a limp call.
Yeah.
You call a raise from the big blind if you limp with 10-8 suited.
Yeah.
This is a raise all day, right?
Below jack open.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I fold.
Yeah. $100% of the time. This is an easy raise.
But you call
Easy
with
open.
ace nine suited though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Out there.
Call with all the suited aces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with some of them, I'm three betting. Ace five, ace four, ace 10, ace jack.
Well, it's
ace
hard to
queen.
3-bet with that stack deck.
That's true. You're going all in a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, we can raise.
Yep.
That's an open.
It looks like we're got action with the big blind here.
Easy
and
continue small.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a
Range
range
bet
bet right
small.
there.
2 trophies. Look at us, 2 trophies.
Yeah. I'm sure that the pre-flop decision was 100%. And then the flop decision was 100%. Okay. Dirty diaper.
Oh,
We're not Rigby, so.
no, we're not Rigby.
I never saw him play it once.
I saw someone fold
Yeah.
it to him face up, and he said, "Why didn't you play that?"
Yeah,
Fold.
this is a fold because it's early positions.
Fold.
Yep.
What do you do with this one?
I usually raise tournament or cash game.
Yeah, you could raise that.
Around there.
And it's not solved.
And he
But
folded anyway.
it did win the trophy. 85% of the time you raise like that. 15% of the time you'd call.
You must have had a really bad hand because big blind is calling almost all the time with that hand.
Yep.
With any hand. They're calling well, they're folding 35%. I guess so. That's suited?
Yeah, they're clubs. So we've got an early
I
position
fold.
open and
I
then
fold.
Yeah, I fold.
we're in
I
the small
call in the
blind.
big blind. I call in the big blind. I fold in the small blind.
Yeah. What would you do in the
Yep.
button?
I fold. I would fold.
Yep.
Yeah, that might be my leak is those suited one gappers when I'm going to be in position. Because I want to stack somebody and I'm probably wasting too many chips trying.
Yeah, I think when you're facing a raise and a call, 2 players in early position and you're on the button,
Mm-hmm.
my gut reaction is 3-bet fold
Yeah.
is the best play there, you know?
Was it the best play? The fold was the best play on that one? Did we
Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I didn't look at it, but we got a trophy for it. So
Right.
Okay, we're on the button. Cutoff open to 2.3. What do we want to do, folks?
I
would call.
I would fold.
And I would, well, with 30 big blinds, at
I know,
100
we
big
got the
blinds,
button.
I'd
We got the
probably three
button.
bet. Yeah,
We've got the button. We can call.
Yeah, that's a call.
yeah.
I would fold.
And
Oh, I love, look at this. Middle pair. Take, what?
He bet a, you know,
he's betting 2/3
60%,
pot.
2/3 pot. Yeah.
I don't think we can fold. I
Why
don't
not?
think, I don't think that the solvers would want us to fold
Getting
here.
it back doors.
You got backdoor flush, backdoor straight, middle.
Yeah, this is there's too many nice turns that we can get here. Even with this 2/3.
Well, I wonder if this is a place where they think we should three bet. Problem is he bet 66%. If he had bet, and he should have bet 66% on this type of board. Well,
Yeah,
not out of position though.
yeah.
So that's what's out of position betting that much. What
That's
does that
telling me
tell
that
you?
he's either got something nutted or he's blocking nuts.
He's ace, king, ace, queen type hand.
Yeah,
I would definitely call here though. I would just call. I mean, we have to
yeah,
call. We have so much equity here. We have to call and
yeah.
we have to
There's
see a turn.
too many nice turn cards that can for us that can come out. Okay, I liked it. Okay, we
Oh, we lost our flush opportunity.
right. We picked up a gut
We-
shot.
We got a gutter and second pair still. And they check to
Right.
us.
Oh, they
Yeah.
check to us. All right. I think we check. We can check because we have showdown equity, right? We
Yeah,
have showdown.
we got showdown
Yep.
equity here.
I mean, maybe we were supposed to bet, but they check to us again.
Uh-huh.
I bet
Yeah, I
small.
think we can bet.
I think we can bet small like a blocker bet.
2.5.
Why are we blocking? We're not blocking anything when we're last to act. We're betting for value
Yeah.
when we're last to
Yeah, we're in
act.
position.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
A small bet here to see if we can get a crying call.
What are we trying to get called by? A 7? Pocket nines?
King, queen.
I don't think pocket nines would have checked turn the way he did in river, would it?
Yeah,
Maybe it
because there's
would,
two
yeah.
overcards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be just a check back, realize their equity. There's nothing. I mean, what is he going to call us with?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, other than just a
Yeah,
7,
right.
then I don't see him like
Everything else
maybe pocket
missed.
nines, but
Yeah.
I think we just check back.
Yep.
Kale liked it, and in fact, we got a trophy on that decision. 100% check back. Because we had too much showdown to put at risk.
Yep.
Now on the turn, it gave us a check mark, which is acceptable.
What did it want us to do?
It wanted
us to bet.
It wanted us to bet.
Bigger.
Big.
It wants to bet.
Yeah, we checked.
Well, when they
It
check to
also-
us, they want us, they want us to bet, so we can like charge the
Yeah.
flush draws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
do we
that
get a
makes
check
sense.
Why do we get a check pre-flop?
Let's take a look. Because calling was only 20% of the time. we would fold 80% of the time to get the
Oh, I like
trophy.
Then we wouldn't have won all these chips.
Yeah.
Let's not be
Yeah.
result oriented now.
Why not? It's fun. Let's do just a couple more, guys.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Yep. I gotta actually get up early because that $600 World Series of Poker circuit event starts at 10 and it's an hour and a half drive for me, plus the wait in line.
Where's that?
Elgin, Illinois,
Nice.
Chicago suburbs.
Any of you guys coming to Iowa next week?
I'm not.
Oh, come
No.
on. It's the rec poker thing.
That's
'Cause
a
it's-
2 days. That's a 2-day drive for me.
Yeah, and I don't have enough leave.
Or a flight. I'm flying there.
Yeah, I don't have enough vacation time.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, Rob.
Yeah. So
All right, let's go. 2 more. Fold.
Fold.
yeah, that's an easy fold there.
1 more.
That's a fold.
Fold.
Let's do one more just because those were so quick.
Fold.
Another fold.
Let's like fold until we have a hand to play.
Yeah. Yeah, this is early position, so
Fold.
Yeah.
Fold.
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 button raise.
I call here.
Yeah.
I normally fold these unless
The
they're suited.
these are those ones that could be a 3-bet sometimes, right? Right?
Why bother though? I hate
Yeah.
anything that's
Yeah,
huge.
not with only 30 big blinds.
Well, the thing is, you're looking at a button range though too that you're up against. So
Yeah. We're probably
you
ahead.
you're taking advantage. It's kind of like raising in the small blind. You only,
It's a call.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a
I
call.
don't
We have
know.
to call with a king.
Yeah,
100%.
I
we're getting
prefer it was a
price.
3-gapper.
We call. Call.
call.
Call.
I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
fine.
And we're off to the flop and
We're gonna check.
we're
We're
checking
checking.
range.
He should be betting big here,
And we're
and
gonna
he's not.
fold.
He bet
We
small.
can fold though.
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
don't have
we have to
anything.
fold.
Nothing going on
If we
here.
had the king of clubs, we could probably call, but we
Mhm.
or raise, but we
Well,
can fold.
we have 2 backdoor straights. That's all we have.
Yeah. You'd like to have a backdoor flush to go along with the
Right.
backdoor straight.
King
I
of
agree.
clubs.
Yeah,
we could
so
we could
we-
call fold.
We can discard this.
I think I would have just folded that pre.
It's not.
I prefer to
Oh,
have a king with
not
like a
above
3-gapper, 2 or 3-gapper.
You know, it likes
Oh.
calling 95% of the time.
There you go. See? We're well done. Well done. Rec pokers,
Yeah.
people.
Beating
Boy,
them
we're getting
solvers to death. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it.
Sounds
right.
good.
This has been fun.
Thanks, Keith.
Yep. Thank you.
No, don't mess
Thanks
with
for
your
coming.
computer after you click
Nah.
leave.
Yep.
Just let it go.
But you just stop
Alright.
Takes a
recording
while.
first.
Yep. I'm going
You
to
just
stop
stop
recording.
recording.
Stop share. Stop recording.